If you hire average people, you're gonna have an average company. It is horrible, absolutely horrible. I don't let people to be rude or unprofessional with my team members. We want to work with as our affiliate, what we can offer to them, and also what are our expectations, what we want to get back from them. Agency is a great place to keep yourself updated with any field.
Influencer marketing is the talk of the town, and it has been like that for the past 10 years to say the least. This is not a one size fit all marketing category, as most of the marketers know, but can't really say the same for all founders. And one of the professionals who has made a mark in this industry is with us today on this podcast. She has been a top rated freelancer on Upwork, put on the shoes of marketing head, and now she is the founder and CEO of an influencer and affiliate marketing agency. We'll dive deep into her journey from freelancer to founder, her innovative use of technology, her insights on remote work, her unique leadership style, and her vision for the future of marketing, and especially influencer marketing. An avid traveler, a dog lover, apparently, and a leader who inspires her team. I'm thrilled to have Enelin Toneva, CEO of Vivian Agency, with us. Enelin, welcome to MarketPod.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
That's amazing. So, before we started this podcast, you were taking your dog out for walk. What's her name or his name?
She's Bianca, and she's a Chihuahua Jack Russell something mix. She's a rescue from Mexico, where I live today.
Oh, and yeah, you have been living in Mexico for some time, even though you're from Estonia. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, a couple years now. Pretty much since COVID, it's became our home base, more or less. And then we still keep traveling a lot, but every couple of months even. But yeah, here we call like our main home base is now here. Yeah.
How is North America treating you?
I mean, I'm not a big fan of US to be honest, but I do like Mexico. And
Why not?
I mean, I like to work. I like to work with Americans. That's for sure. Because like most of my yeah, I have a lot of like work connections in US, but I don't prefer to live there. I could because my husband is American, but it's not really calling me. The lifestyle there. Mexico is more relaxed, more close to the nature. The city where I live, it's a smaller city, more walkable. That is very important. Good life quality, very good price value. So all those things are something that can compete with the US.
Quite a while. How many years?
In Mexico, then like three, four on the fourth season, I think more or less, like something like that.
That's quite something. I mean, you really like that place. So let's put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good. It's close enough for US, but and good to work in the time zone wise. But yeah, here is home now.
So, and then I was just wondering, like, I'm also, I'm currently also a founder and I'm a marketing consultant myself. But I want to understand more about your life. Like, what actually inspired you? Like, okay, so you were a chairperson of the board at a student union of Tallinn University, Estonia, where you actually come from. Then 2013, then you set up the co-working space like Spring Hub, Safety Wing in 2018 that raised a staggering $50 million. And then working as a freelancer and then CEO and founder. That is quite a journey. And please correct me if I'm wrong, that is within just 10 years.
Yeah. Yes,
I
true.
would like to hear this story from the horse's mouth. How was it, Enelin? How were the last 10 years for you?
Well, yeah, I was studying in Estonia, and then quickly I realized that the thing I was studying, political science, is not really for me, as I'm more into the private sector than public. And yeah, I found my passion with marketing through different kind of volunteering and work experience a little bit. So I noticed quickly that yeah, marketing is what I want to do. And then I started to switch my focus into that. I started studying cross media in my master degree that I actually never finished because I already started working fully in marketing hands on. And yeah, but quickly it just yeah, I was like thinking about my life and how I wanted to be, and a lot of people around me took like the traditional route, but it wasn't really appealing to me at all. So I always wanted to live abroad, travel, and work remotely. So way before COVID was a thing and before remote work was really widely spread as it is now. And so yeah, I was trying to figure out how I fulfill my personal dream and to be flexible, live the life on my own terms, travel and work at the same time. And yeah, I started freelancing, and from freelancing, learning by doing, I got into affiliate influencer marketing, had good success there. One of the programs I started in 2018 is making today close to $400,000 every month sales and growing. And we raised yeah more than $50 million for that startups for sales doing. And yeah, that led me into consulting because a lot of people wanted to know how did I do it with affiliate influencer marketing and all of that stuff. But yeah, consulting became quite big work for me. But then the clients not only wanted the advice and consultation, but also actually me to do all the work. So that led me to hiring, building the team, building systems and everything. And now we are a team of 10 and working all remotely and servicing clients all around the world.
Wow. So you just said that, I mean, your initial clients, you transitioned from there, and your clients wanted to work, you go to work and then consult them at the same time. How did those initial clients or partnerships, they came to you through Upwork, or you scaled them up, or were there third party, some other strategies that you used for that?
Yeah, so at the beginning, I transitioned very smoothly from my full-time job at that time. So I was the head of partnerships at Doing, and I told the company that like I'm interested in starting my own agency, and they were fully supportive. So they became my first client. So I still actually consult them as today as well. So then I had this smooth transition, and then I started doing outreach to companies myself. I did a lot of actually do sometimes still now some yeah podcast conferences, events, free consultations, things like that. So that definitely got me also a few clients. Then from my home country, as it's a pretty small country, and I know the startup community, got some clients from there from my previous contacts and work experience. So then I started to already build my portfolio from there. And after that, it started to become a little bit easier. I would still utilize also work with Upwork, and also looking for job posts that are out there, remote ones, and apply through there with my agency. And yeah, it's just putting those, and also word of mouth is huge for us. Referrals, people who have had a good experience, they recommending us further, and so on. So all that together keeps us going.
I think this has also happened to you, that your client actually said, "Hey, I have a friend of mine or a colleague of mine or some other entrepreneur, and I suggested your services to that person." And it's like a joy, right? So you've tried multiple shoes. You've tried on multiple hats. Okay, if I want to say this, okay, let's say this would be a great question, I think. Which is your favorite? Which was your or your is your favorite job, like ever?
Yeah, I know. It definitely right now it is my favorite. I like to lead my own team. I like to have my own company. I like to build stuff, automate, also to hire and teach people to and give them possibilities. You know, I also only actually hire women. We're a woman-only agency, so that's a big thing for us that we are able to provide a dream job for many women around the world. So I hope to keep that growing.
Interesting. While you're talking about the team, let's jump into a little bit. I want to understand a few processes that you have set in place as a leader, because that's very important. And especially in influencer marketing, I believe that in today's world where we are digitized completely, we are flooded with content and influencers. So when you're providing services for your clients and then you jump onto getting those influencers that are relevant, how do you ensure that your campaigns actually resonate with different platforms? Because we know that it is not one size fit all. So what is your, say, client A says X, and then something triggers in your mind that, okay, it means these types of influencers that I need to get, and how do I bring them on board? So what is your process?
At the beginning, it's all the research that we start with in the first week. Pretty much, it's really the basis to get to know the business, get to know the client in detail, their products, really understand it, understand the whole market they are in, also understand really deeply their target audience, and also what is going on in the market with competitors and all of that. So learning really in detail about their company and the market, and do like a full research to make sure that we are well positioned, and also our program would be well positioned among other similar ones. So that's the base that helps us to put together a strategy. And our strategies normally consist multiple parts. One is like who we want to work with as our affiliates, what we can offer to them, and also what are our expectations, what we want to get back from them. So those three pillars are pretty much the base also of the strategy. So nothing too complicated, very straightforward. But yeah, you definitely have to do your research really in detail, because if you don't nail that, the whole program can fall apart if you don't understand who you actually are reaching out to and why and what you want from them.
And how do you actually convince? Because as soon as you get the project, you do all the how, what, and why analysis for creating your strategy. And then when it's time to execute, how do you convince the client that, okay, this is going to take some time? It's going to be a complete ABC test. If they are on board with it, you have to, I believe, you have to convince some of them that, okay, these, like basically the question is, who does the process and result driven kind of negotiations, and what is your approach and Vivian's approach altogether with experimentations?
So you mean with the sponsorships, or I'm not sure I got it.
The entire project, you have to do your ABCs, right? You have to do multiple ways of and multiple testings. If you're running a campaign, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to work. So what are your AB testings and
Okay.
your campaign
So it's important to test different audiences. I think that's really important. So there's like we could work with influencers and affiliates in all different types of social media channels, or we could work with them with websites, blogs, YouTubes, or through affiliate networks like Carousel, Commission Junction, AV, and so on. So it's important to analyze the target audience and also what they have done today, what actually works for them in general, and start with that. And also constantly I test new ideas to find the perfect match for them. So that's what we do. We always launch multiple campaigns at the same time. So we reach out to a bunch of TikTokers, we reach out to a bunch of YouTubers and websites and competitor backlinks and whatnot. And then we can see like what will actually, who are the who resonates more with the brand, who are immediately willing to collaborate, different keywords, and who aren't, and we can move on into other tests until we find like good matches and then scale on that.
Wow. So while you're working on these multiple channels, you said TikTok or any other platform, basically YouTubers. So this must have happened that, okay, you are talking to your client, and then there are moments that you take a deep sigh, and then will say, in a head, you will say, okay, this question again. You've gone through the, what is that one question that you've gone through hundreds of times in hundreds of meetings with the prospects and the clients?
There are definitely many, but yeah, how do we find influencers? What can we offer to them? Are I think couple main ones.
And what do you think about the clients who think referral and affiliate marketing will get them results like that in a few days or in a few weeks? How do you convince them that?
Yeah, I always explain them that if they want a fast solution, you can run ads because that's something that you can get traffic immediately. But with affiliate influencer marketing, things will take time first to build up the system, the strategy, everything. But also in the wider spectrum, working with influencers and affiliates is working with people, creating relationships with them. So all of that takes naturally time, especially when you want to recruit like strong brand ambassadors who are really fond of your product or service. It takes time to get them to love your product. They would need the time to use them, to create content and everything. So, but once they do, it's a very powerful tool because they will keep promoting you using the same product, and the cost will go low and the benefits will rise. The sales numbers will keep growing all the time as they continue promoting you.
It's more about, like just any other marketing, it's more about that you need to nurture your campaigns for a period of time so that it converts and gives you dividends over a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Great, great, great. And you have been doing this all remote, right? From the very beginning. Uh,
Yeah, everything has been remote. Yeah, we never had and never will have office.
that is quite a bold bold statement. So when we're talking about that, there are two sides of the debate. When it comes to remote, or nowadays it's like hybrid and work from office. All these three are going on. So given the rise of digital nomadization, if I nomadism, or like, has this lifestyle overall, the mix up of everything, the three mix, has that influenced your company's culture, strategies, and the expectations of even even the people at your team?
No, because we always have been remote, so we don't know any different. But we definitely people really like it. I like it a lot. I have a lot of ladies who came to our company because they had an office job before and they were looking for remote and everything, and something that they can be flexible, work from home or whatnot, or travel if they want to. And so that's definitely, yeah, that's the only way we know, and we're not planning to change that. But it definitely has opened up a lot of work possibilities, I would say, because before the companies were like a little, like there weren't so many remote jobs before. I feel now there's way more remote jobs all over the place. There, like because companies are so much more open to hire an agency or work with somebody remotely, the freelancer or whatnot. So definitely that pool has grown. At the same time, the number of online freelancers have grown as well.
When have we
To
seen?
complete it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the moment you see LinkedIn putting a remote tab, or remote only tab in the job finding section, I think we know where we are going. And yeah, I think preferences have changed, drastically changed, when it comes to the expectations of the employees, especially the people who are working.
Yeah, but for us also it's like great because the pool of talent has grown exponentially as well. So we can hire from everywhere. Right now we have people from Mexico, from Peru. We have in Europe, in Egypt, Albania, Estonia, many places. So it's like all over the place.
I
It's really good.
I can imagine you working in at least 2 to 3 time zones.
Mostly we keep it in US, Americas, and Europe. That's our main things. We don't. Rarely we have team members in Asia or clients in Asia. Rarely, but if we do, then we still can manage it. It's then either Americans or either Europeans will service the clients, but not the mixed teams, because then otherwise for one it will be a night time. But yeah, we have figured it out.
And your team needs to take their own time. You just cannot push everyone, your team members, that hey, we've got a new client, it's from a different time zone, so you have to work in that time zone. It just does, it's not sustainable.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we are also flex hours. So we are, people can work whenever they want to. So we don't really force them into like traditional hours either. We do recommend 3 hours per day to be in the office, because that's the time we have all our meetings. So from 9 to 12 Mexico time, which is like standard central time.
Mhm.
And then it will be still not so late in Europe. So 9 a.m. Mexico is in, let's say, Egypt. Let me see. It's like 5 p.m. So yeah, then our calls are here from 9 to 12, and from Europe more or less like 5 to 7. So then it's not too late. And yeah, I have a couple of team members who are, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, is it too late? And they're like, no, 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 I like to work in the evening. So we have like also early birds and late birds, and it just works out really nice. And if you have like just a couple hours per day when you know that, okay, it's preferred time to be office, because then everybody can schedule meetings, and we can chat and work, co-work, but then the rest is really, really flexible. Also, we have a trial right now where we are trying to check out how we like the 4-day work week. So we are every second Friday is off. So we're trying that. So the test is ending now at the end of March. So we have we tried the whole Q1. So we see, we're gonna do like some feedback round and a little survey to see how people actually like it and so on, and to make a decision what we're gonna do forward. If we're gonna keep it every second Friday, if we're gonna move fully to 4-hour work week, or what's the plan. So yeah, definitely constantly also seeing how we can make our work and life balance better.
That is awesome. You are an avid traveler. A 4 day a week will give you some time to, take a chill pill for a bit. So
Yeah, definitely. It's good for recovering, and I used normally on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays I have a really long work day anyway, because it's at the beginning of the week is so busy, so it actually makes a lot of sense for me. But also we have team members who don't really want to tap into that, couple of them who prefer to have every day a little work and like a little bit, and like more like shorter days, and do their personal stuff also every day. So we have so like 2/3 once, and 1/3 I think doesn't, or like stuff like that right now. But yeah, we're gonna see what we're gonna do about it and how we're gonna do it. We will not force anyone into it. I am sure that we can keep it flexible as an opportunity as people like.
as soon as the work gets done within their time.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
hey, there was an interesting thing where the work gets done. I wanted to ask this thing. So this story is from a few months back. Uh, I think you were on a cruise. You were trying to work remotely, and your internet was not working, and there was
Hmm.
important sales call that you
Yeah.
that you missed. Like, I mean, how was it? Like, that must have been like you would have been on your toes. Like, okay, can someone get me an internet connection? And how was that? What was that story?
Yeah, well, I was on a sailing boat for 2 weeks, and we did have Starlink, but that Starlink was not for the marine Starlink, but it was more for um, cars and so on, camper cars and so on, and RVs, and so the internet only worked when we were close to coast, and which I didn't know before boarding, because when I booked it was clearly told that we do have Starlink the whole time. So when I got in the boat, and then in one point understood like, oh my God, we will not have connection. I had a little time to prepare it, so I told my team and so on, and yeah, I mean, I trust my team that they can they can run things also without me. I just have to, fill them in and give the connections and add them to the invites and whatnot. And yeah, it worked out nice. I had to be offline for 2 days because we had crossing. We were going from Puerto Vallarta to La Paz, so in Mexico, and so we had a little ocean crossing there. So we lost the connection for a couple of days. But once I was back, it was totally fine. Everything was done, and yeah, I don't even remember exactly what was the call about, but I remember I was definitely stressed. But then afterwards, I was like, oh, okay, it was all good, and yeah, now I'm like, I'm becoming more and more chill about it, and I want to give more like independency and trust to my team because they definitely deserve it too.
Also, you must have given them enough for knowledge, and the knowledge transfer has to be good if you can depend on your team. It has to be, because there will be times that things like these are going to happen, and it's great to hear.
Yeah.
So, by the way, what is the average age of your team members? How young?
Good question. I had no idea. And it's not the factor. So no idea. I think we're all like late 20s, early, no, in 30s, 30s in the even mid 30s and close to even, yeah. So I would say maybe from 28 to 38, something like that, roughly.
That's a pretty young company that you're running.
Yeah, definitely. They all have to be open-minded and able to work remotely and know the technology enough and everything. But honestly, it's and also like actually, yeah, it would be better if people know about social media and things like that. They're active in social media because we do work with a lot of influencers as well. So that's definitely a factor. So yeah, but I think also that we haven't had candidates very much or too many older ones than that currently. I guess maybe this influencer and stuff doesn't really appeal. The other over 40s maybe doesn't even appeal, I guess. I've never actually thought about it. But normally, the candidates just fell between, yeah, that age group but I never personally pay attention on that. Sometimes somebody has a birthday, then I'm like, oh, okay, how old are you getting? But like, it's not a factor for me for hiring.
Oh, really? That's good. That's good. I mean, like when you hire your team members, especially you want people who have some sort of experience in digital marketing, I believe. And or what is your criteria to get the correct influencer marketing team, influencer or affiliate marketing team that you can have in Vivian?
Yeah, so one important thing is that when I already had like 5 people, then I already hired an HR and my right hand because I understood that like hiring is really important. And if you hire average people, you're gonna have an average company, and it's a lot of work, and it's really important to get good talent and also manage good talent, like keep them happy. That's another work on its own. And this is, I definitely felt that I'm not strong at it. Yeah, I like to do sales calls. I like to do strategies. I like to create systems. I like to solve problems, but I'm not really like, I don't like to solve human related problems or I'm not that
Management.
good in keeping team vibes or this kind of thing is not my strength. I'm more really like a practical CEO.
Enelin is basically saying that get me the work. Let's talk about the work. People management. Hey, HR, can you take care?
Exactly. And this is how it works right now. It works really well. So I found the perfect person who is, sweet, nice, knows how to compliment people, how to like check that they keep they keep growing, they keep developing, making sure are trained. We come up with new trainings every month, that they're happy, they can grow from marketing assistant to project manager and further. and all that stuff, that they're happy, that they're healthy, whatnot. So all of that stuff is definitely important for a stress-free and good company. So that has helped a lot. And generally, we are hiring just people with marketing experience. So they have to have general online marketing experience. And we teach them. If they don't know too much about affiliate and influencer marketing, we will teach them from zero. That's not the problem. And the system is that we hire only marketing assistants, and the marketing assistants within a year, more or less, they are growing into project manager. So that's the system. And then I also have few senior project managers too, like a team lead who is helping to support the upcoming project managers. And yeah, we have a lot of training material, 8 hours of recordings at least by me over the years, where I train people and a lot of training materials, a lot of templates, bunch of tools, tutorials, how to use tools, things like that, and all the support from the current marketing assistants and HR. So yeah, onboarding is normally pretty easy, and before it was a little harder when we just when we also hired project managers, but now when we only switch to that, we only hire marketing assistants and they grow into project managers. It's even more simple, I would say, because they really have time to get to know everything as a marketing assistant. They're constantly under the project manager, and then they grow into a project manager later when they're already like we see that they're already taking so much responsibility. They're already doing their own things. You don't have to tell them what to do. They already are like pretty much becoming more self-sustainable, and we see that they are ready to we give them a little bit more voice to talk with the client directly. So step by step they grow into that role.
And I mean, employee satisfaction is something that a lot of people I have seen a lot of people who just don't give too much attention to, which is really important. Employee satisfaction, and satisfaction comes along with the skill development within the organization and the steps that the leadership is taking, right? Because that is why a person will stay with you. Otherwise, there is no lack of opportunity in the market. And
Yeah.
yes, that's something that a lot of decision makers can actually learn from this conversation that we're having.
Definitely, because like for me to lose a project manager that I have already trained for a long time and everything would be a huge loss. So, and also, yeah, so it makes sure that we have a good offering, and what is important is, yeah, that you have a good vibe in the company. We have good clients, that the work-life balance is not so horrible. We do give, even though they're contractors, all of them are contractors. We do have they have time off, enough of time off, actually a lot compared to other freelancers. Like they have a lot, like they having Christmas time couple of weeks, summertime couple of weeks, their birthdays off, they every second Friday, all of that, and plus five whatever cultural or religious holidays that they also get, and trainings, and then this like flexibility and remote work and good salary and everything. Then it's we definitely want to be like very competitive in the market, to have like good talent coming to us and also good talent to stay with us.
That's awesome. Come to India and we will celebrate. If you guys are getting like 10 to 12 or 10 to 12 gathering vacations, national vacations, in India we've got like two times, at least twice or three times, because of the diversity over here. We celebrate almost every religion. Every religion has its own national holiday.
Ah, nice. So how many days in total you have?
How many? I don't know. I mean, it fluctuates a lot because some are like religious and some are national.
So you pick your own,
Yeah,
like
and
yeah, nice.
people have organizations have the options to pick the holidays for themselves. So that is also
Nice.
yeah. So we call it gazetted holiday and restricted holidays. So these are two things, and there's a lot of options for employees to have. And then personally, I have not done affiliate marketing a lot. I mean, there are a few blogs that we are part of. They are our partners and the partners of my clients as well who do affiliate marketing. But like any other marketing type, it has got its own challenges, right? Especially for influencers. Now I'm going to talk about the second part of it. By that, I mean the clients will jump onto that later, but the influencers. So once they reach a certain level, like let's say nano, micro, you must also be having categories. And I believe based on your the kind of influencers that you approach or onboard for a specific project, they will be dependent on the clients and the locations and all those things included. So, what is your, and obviously you must have worked with a lot of influencers. So, what is your view on how the influencers they need to prioritize the brands that they are partnering up with, and if it's a good idea at all to do that, like full-time partnerships for a long time, and or should they just adjust their brand by their own influencer brand and then plug it as per the contract? And if they do that very often, then they again face another problem. If they do that too much often, the brand partnerships, and then it will have an impact on the credibility, because their viewers don't just want to see ads on their platform. So what do you advise to influencer marketers, how they need to maintain this balance?
Hmm. I think it's very depends on the influencer. If it's like there's some specific influencers who are like all their content and all the account is about fashion, and every day they post about a new like fashion item or a new clothing item that they find and looks awesome and is well priced and whatever, and that's all their content about. So in that case, it's fully about the only products. And people like it because that's why they follow them. They want to see like what's new in XYZ store and whatnot. Um, if it's a content about parenting, then yeah, you don't expect to see only like kids related products there, but like you actually want to know about parenting and whatnot. So in that case, momfluencers, they post only they should post only relevant content about parenting, and then the products, if it comes into that, like, oh, I found this educational game that is really good. It's also calming them before bedtime, blah, 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 whatever makes sense. So it's very, yeah, it could be like all the content can be promotional, or it could be like very little and very, but definitely it has to be niche and relevant. You can't just promote randomly like then a gin company instead when you have a parenting account, right? So so yeah, every influencer makes their own decision. Of course, for them, it's better when it's on a long-term contract, so they can really be a brand ambassador than just a one-time collaboration. And I think that's also what the companies normally prefer and want.
And what is your view, as I said, what is your view on too much of promotional content? If, because this is, I think this part, what you're saying is good for micro influencers or some bigger influencers who have a niche like clearly set up for them. What about the influencers who are like starting with their career? If they get a small deal with X company and then another deal with a Y company, both of them have different niche. What should be their approach? Should they go ahead and get those uh, partner up with those different brands altogether and then post content because they have like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 followers? Or should they hold on to and choose their brand partnerships with deep thought?
I think it's very personal preference, and also it's this question is more about creativity, and it's very personalized based on the preferences of the influencer themselves. So I don't have a clear answer to that, because maybe some influencer will make it very nice, integrate it naturally in their content, and it looks awesome, and it gives the value to the audience. And if some other influencer with the same 5,000 follower they just post like random ads and think that's cool, then they wouldn't work. So it's there's no clear answer to that. It really depends on their creativity, how they gonna blend the ads into their content, and if it makes sense to the audience.
Interesting. Because I'm asking this question and diving deep into it because there's a fine line between me using, let's say, a device that I'm already using it and I would love to refer that to my audience. And at times, although I'm not an influencer myself, but sometimes I have to root for some of the products and, pack up some of the products if I'm getting some money out of it, obviously. If it's a brand partnership and someone reaches out to me with, say, a good package. So you've already said that this is a personal choice, and I think we can leave it up to that. Like, hey, just be sure of your choices, whatever you're making, because this is gonna stay as a digital footprint forever. So just make those choices. But overall, what are the trends that you see with the current influencers, what they are doing, and how they are creatively, incorporating affiliate or referral marketing within their content, like putting in multiple products and, telling a storyline. And what is the best storyline, and what is the process of story that you have worked as an influencer marketer? What is the best storyline and the formula of a good storyline for an influencer or an influencer marketing project?
Well, I think most important is that it's just authentic, that the content is authentic, they keep in their niche, and they would do it naturally, and it wouldn't be too ad looking, and they add into their personal opinion, their personal experience, their personal view of the product or service, and that's the key.
And what is your view on the difference so between B2B influencer marketing and B2C influencer marketing?
B2B is mostly it's harder to do with influencer marketing. I just recommend B2B straight sales. They're like, oh, because with B2C, you can reach out to an influencer and they promote it to their audience. With B2B influencers, there's not so many of them. So you have to mostly work with networks and websites, review sites, and blogs. But social media influencers, there's not so many of them. There's business coaches and business gurus and things like that, but it's not like that unlimited amount of influencers like for B2C. It's doable, and we do have B2B clients, but we just use totally different strategies there. We don't really go to social media. We keep it more into traditional affiliate marketing networks and websites and blogs for review, like for example B2B software, things like that. So it's very different approach.
Yeah, great. Reflecting on your career, like overall, you've worked in both the domains. I would say almost all types of influence marketing. The types, at least, you must have covered. Here's a hypothetical scenario. You get to work with one influencer, pick up your choice on a product of your choice. What would it be? Which product category? And what sort of campaign would that be? Basically, what is Enelin's dream project? One dream project.
Yeah, so it could be anything that is B2C because it's more fun to manage. It could be any e-commerce, and if it's a Shopify website, even better, because Shopify has so many great affiliate influencer marketing tools. So it's very easy to set up a system, and it's really like perfect. So yeah, I would say any Shopify site, e-commerce, B2C project is something that we can work with. We have all the clients also from services and B2B as well, and everything. But that's like the most fun one. And it's important that the client would have already good reviews. They would be in the market at least couple of years. They already have happy customers and everything. So it wouldn't be like totally new brand new startup. Then it's definitely also more complicated at the beginning. You need social proof. You need to have some social proof and good reviews before you go to influencers.
That's yeah. Before you come to us for influencer marketing, just do a little bit of homework with your product.
Yeah.
So while you were talking about Shopify, and you mentioned that you love to do automation, as much as automation as possible. And in one of the podcasts that you did, I saw that you said one thing that it was pretty cool for me. And there were back in those times when before like 5 years or 6 years, those were the times when we did not have so many tools. And you mentioned it in that podcast that at that time you created a couple of tools from scratch.
And since 2018, when I worked with the first company, we coded the dashboard and everything. I mean, I didn't code it, but we worked together with a tech person who did code it. So the first dashboards and the whole tracking system and logic behind it. But yeah, now it's not necessary to do it anymore unless there's some companies like really techie who really want to have their own. And but nowadays it's not and that common. I see that they really want to do that. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it
Yeah.
to
Not
like
now.
by yourself.
Correct. Not now, because it will, at this time, it will be like you're trying to rebuild the wheel. Um, yeah, so yes, at that time, yes, it is totally understandable. And actually, that must have prepped you up really well for project management, product management as well, right? When you're getting into, hey, we have a problem statement. Can you do something about it and create something out of it? I want XYZ things from the tools and all that stuff. And nowadays, like apart from the revenue that you have generated for your clients, one of the biggest one that you also said, and you have been saying it on multiple forums, that the one big project, the $1 million per quarter project, that's a crazy number. To be very frank, that's a crazy number. Could you please share more about this project? Like, how did you get this project? What was your approach to it? What was just give me a bird's eye view of how are you able to achieve this crazy number?
Yeah, with hard work. That's with basically the summary. But yeah, I found the project from Upwork actually. That was a freelancer for them for a long time, and then for 6 months, and then I became a full-time member, and even actually, yeah, like a shareholder. We even have stocks nowadays, many years later. So, and what we yeah, it's just like learning by doing, and I was working full time only on that, like my own baby, so to say, you know. So really putting into all the effort, figuring out things from zero. Now, of course, much faster compared to when I actually started, and really putting all in, and also had a huge team also under me. I had an outreach team that only did outreach for that company, around 10 people. So that was already like just for that affiliate team we had. So I was managing a whole team, and the outreach we did was just massive. We reached out to, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of leads per week, every week, and we started to sign up like first like couple people per week, and nowadays we sign up like close to 40 per week easily, because it's just running so well, and people already know the brand and everything. So yeah, but at the beginning when you start from zero, you just have to put in a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of hours, and just keep outreaching, keep following up, keep onboarding and negotiating with affiliates, influencers. You just have to put in the work. There's no like secret sauce.
Yeah. And was this a bootstrap company?
Sorry?
Was this a bootstrap company or
That's also that's the safety wing company that I started the affiliate program in 2018.
hey, that's the company. Okay, interesting. So, while we're on the topic of this, like, how do you measure, like, when you're creating the strategy, what is the end goal? Because every strategy needs to have a goal, right? What kind of goal do you set in your strategy? Or are they long-term goals, short-term goals, or a mix of both? Like, okay, and what is the major differentiation that you have for while creating an influencer marketing strategy, that okay, we're going to be using XYZ tools. I would love to know which kind of tools you use. And these tools will be paying XYZ money. This will be the operational cost, the capital expenses that we will be having. Now we are talking about the founder's perspective. How much capex and opex will be put in for the marketing budget, and then what will be the ROI? Do you get into that information as well while running the influencer marketing programs?
Yeah, so yeah, we invest close to $4,000 every month into our tools, and we use a lot of tools for lead gen, and we use Hyperauditor, Grilling, they're really expensive, and we use our CRM for managing the leads, managing our contacts, relationships, and outreach, pipe drive. and we use also for backlinks and analyzing websites, their traffic and influencers traffics and everything. Also a bunch of social media tools and also traditional SEO tools like Ahrefs, mainly, and SEMrush. Um, and so on. And then, of course, all the internal other tools, right? Like Google, Slack, all the other paid services that we use. So yeah, it's a big investment every month, but it's definitely necessary and makes our work professional, fast, and efficient.
Quick question: Pipedrive versus HubSpot. Which one is your preference?
Pipedrive, yeah.
Okay.
It's
Slack.
Estonian company. It's an
Yeah.
Estonian company, so obviously.
Yeah, I wanted to check if there was a bias. All right. Uh, Slack's Huddle versus Skype.
Slack for sure. I have some clients in Skype, and I sometimes happens I forgot to answer them, so not good. So I have to always keep it open, like extra. And so yeah, Slack is definitely. But it's really like common. It's very rare when it's in Teams. Teams is horrible, absolutely horrible,
Yeah.
and I don't know why people use Microsoft. I'm sorry, it's not good. But yeah, Slack is thankfully like 95% of our clients are like immediately yeah, we use Slack too. So thankfully.
Yeah, Slack is. I think MS Teams is being used by those people who have already bought the subscription of MS Office. That's the only reason
Yeah,
I'm using it.
yeah, and very long time ago,
Yeah,
mostly. Yeah.
they have done a big deal, and now they don't want to, or they are now too lazy to switch.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How do you know what you know right now? Like, you have worked. I know that you have worked for a long time, and you've been multiple shows. We've discussed all of that, and from the discussion, I think any listener will be easily able to say, okay, these people know what they're talking about, and especially the guest. I mean, where do you learn it from? What are the, I would say, let's, to keep it short, what are the three resources, books, videos, blogs, newsletters that have significantly influenced your professional journey, and you would like to recommend it to the listeners?
Um, I don't follow any specific gurus, I would say. At the beginning, maybe I was like reading like what Seth Godin is doing and couple of these like gurus, but that was really long time ago when I really started from zero and I was searching for my niche and all of that. But once I learned it, that this is what I want to do, affiliate influencer marketing. I haven't been really guru following person, and I rather just like Google my own answers if I need to know something or test it out by myself simply, and and discuss it with my team and so on. And yeah, it's really also client based, right? If client has an issue, I'll find a solution, and it's very like more related to that. And just keeping my eyes open, keeping it's a lot of like we're having more than 10 clients constantly, and so it's like constantly something is going on. Some clients coming in, they have already integrated some new tools. Again, we're gonna like take it over, learn the new tool fast, everything. So it's like we are constantly keeping. Agency is a great place to keep yourself updated with any field, because you just encounter so many clients and so many challenges that there's no way you will miss out learning. So you will keep learning with agency naturally. So this is what we do right now. And then based on our needs, so we see like we haven't worked related so much with like, let's say, impact or whatever network. It's like, okay, let's do certifications, all the team this month. So that's what we do now this month, for example. And then next month, like, oh, we should see like maybe we should buy in a consultation, like to see like what's the updates on TikTok store affiliates, And if there's like something else we can learn from other experiences that we don't know, so we casually buy in consultation every month. Actually, we have this learning academy where we spend a couple hours every month on learning something, and we buy in a third party who's gonna come in with some fresh ideas and so on. So it's very important for us to keep learning and all of that. But it's very based on the client's needs, not random.
Yeah. I think there are the best clients are those that make you reply to them. Okay, I need to get back to you on this.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, that's cool and that's interesting. And yeah, definitely.
And when we are talking about good clients, let's talk about the bad ones or the ones, not bad ones, I mean, tough ones, let's say, to put it in a subtle manner. How do you deal with them? There are, there will be people.
Well, we don't deal with them. If I had a couple of ones that are like really impatient and want the results immediately, like the first week, and start panicking and all of that, or being rude to my team or something like that, which hasn't happened too often, only like a couple times in the past total 3+ years. We immediately we don't work with them. That's it. I don't let people to be rude or unprofessional with my team members. I always protect them. That's like really really important to us. And yeah, I just really make it clear. I'll really make it clear already in the sales calls what could be their expectation, and I send a detailed working plan before we start, and I make them sign it. So it's a working in the contract. We have a tentative a draft working plan, and they actually, so I can make sure that the first 2 months expectations we are aligned. And um and there wouldn't be a question like, when is this happening? Because week by week, you know what's happening. You know exactly what are the steps to take in the setup process. When are the first leads coming that you can see? When are we starting the outreach? It's a very set package that makes a lot of sense for the clients and for us. And so I like to be really transparent about it, and so people, and then then we don't have any kind of issue because clients know exactly what to expect, and everything is very very clear, crystal clear.
And I think that is why your team will be having, they will be with you because you are now supporting them everywhere. Because at the end of it just doesn't matter. You can just let go of, even if someone is paying a huge buck and they are not properly responding, I don't think it working with them is worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
So with the current team that I think they're really happy with you, and there are right now you're 10 members, correct? As you said. So, and across the countries, have you met all of them, like in person?
No, and most probably we never will, and that's totally fine. We are in the peace with that. I met only a couple, the ones in Mexico, and that's it. Yeah. Previously, when I started, I had mostly Estonian team. It was 3 years ago. Then I only, because I don't know, I guess it felt safe to work with the same working culture that I know already. So I had a lot of Estonians. But nowadays it's all over the place. And also, I mean, I moved away to this side of the world. So then before we were like meet yearly and like come together for summer days for a couple nights even, and things like that, do something fun together. But now it's fully remote and we're only yeah, it's not necessary, I think, to fly people in from across the globe. It would be pretty crazy. So, and people are happy. I mean, they are, that's why they are with us, that they can be flexible, and they don't have to do those things, and whatever. Not everyone are a big fan of summer days, and these kind of events, company meetups and team ups where you have to be. Many people, including me, like to be like, private life and company life very separate. I'm like really, I keep my personal life extremely separated, and I prefer even not to be like Facebook, Instagram friends with my colleagues. That's like my personal thing, and for example, and some of the team members they do like it, and then they are friends with each other, and that's why I have the HR taking putting in all that beautiful team energy and everything. And while I like them all as people, I mean, I adore them and they're awesome, every single one of them. It's just that, like, I don't know, I guess I have been taught like that the whole life.
Don't ping me after work hours.
Sorry?
But you just tell them, don't ping me after work hours. That's for my personal life.
Yeah, that as well. And yeah, just like, yeah, I guess I'm so traditional thinking in that sense. But yeah, I'm like personal like that. Yeah.
That is awesome. That is awesome to do. I mean, personally, I have met a lot of people who do this. I mean, you love your team members, and it's amazing to work with them. They're amazing professionals,
Yeah.
work buddies, and it's great to see that they're hanging out, or if they know each other, then awesome. But
Yeah.
personally, when I do that, I connect with them on LinkedIn. That is good. But Instagram, I think that's a personal life. So I think we
Yeah.
are the same thing with that. Wrapping it up,
Yeah, definitely.
Ellen, what is the one question that you wish I had asked today that you were waiting for, but that it didn't come?
No, I don't have actually any.
Okay, you are being too generous with this one. Where can the listeners
No,
find
honestly.
that's I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. So I think I've covered a lot of portions. So where can the listeners find you online? Because trust me, guys,
Yeah, I think the best way is just to go to our website, vivianagency.com, and there you're gonna see everything what we do, and also you'll find our social media links as well. And occasionally I will post in LinkedIn and things like that. And we're about to get started more active with LinkedIn too, where hopefully soon we're gonna start now posting weekly updates and things and more case studies and about us and about our work and everything. But that's the plan. So yeah. Website and LinkedIn would be a good place definitely to follow to keep in touch.
that's awesome. And let me put it this way: where do you see? This is a typical HR question. Where do you see Vivian in 5 years, Evelyn?
Yeah, let's see. I'm pretty open. Hopefully it will be like 20, 30 people and I'll be hands off ideally, I think in 5 years, definitely. That's the goal.
That is an awesome way to end it. Thank you, Enelin, for sharing your journey, your insights with us. I mean, I think it'll help every single person who listens to it. Doesn't matter which part of the curve they are, whether they are starting their career, they have done some work, or they are an industry veteran. To our listeners, thank you for joining episode of Market Pod. Your engagement helps us to continue exploring the vast marketing landscape, and follow us for more so that we can have amazing guests like Enelin. And yep, you have a good day. Cheers. Bye bye.